Well, long before Ruth Bader Ginsburg joined the Supreme Court in 1993, she was fighting for equal rights for women as a volunteer and a lawyer for the ACLU. That's because no law firm would hire her as an attorney. And one of the first cases she worked on while with the ACLU was Reed v. Reed, a court case out of Boise. Kim Fields looked back at the landmark case that helped start Ginsburg's historic career.
It was the late 1960s, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a law professor at Rutgers University and a volunteer lawyer for the ACLU. The ACLU had made women's rights its top legal priority, and the case of Sally Reed caught their attention.
Sally had a strong belief that women shouldn't be treated so poorly. And apparently Ruth Bader Ginsburg also believed that.
Sally Reed lived in Boise and had separated from her husband. When their son died, both parents wanted to be executor of his estate. But Idaho law automatically appointed the father because he was a man. Allen Derr, an attorney in Boise, took up Sally's case. We talked with Derr's widow, Judy Peavy Derr, in 2019.
The courts and the law at that time said that, I'm paraphrasing, but when both parties applying to administer an estate are equal in competence, then the man must be preferred over the woman.
Reed and Derr fought the case through every level of the courts. It eventually ended up at the Supreme Court in 1971. Derr argued the case. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was the principal author of the brief. Together, they were asking the Supreme Court to do something it had never done before, declare a law that discriminates on the basis of sex to be unconstitutional. Derr didn't meet Ginsburg until the day the High Court heard the case, when she was seated in the audience.
He said she was dynamite. Ruth calls it her grandmother case. It's the one that started everything for her, in her opinion, in terms of women's equality.
The Supreme Court voted unanimously in favor of Sally Reed, a landmark case for gender equality, because it was the first time the High Court would strike down a law for treating men and women differently. A plaque on Vista Avenue in Boise pays tribute to Reed and has become a small memorial for Ginsburg since her passing, remembering the two women who started a revolution for gender equality.
Well, Ginsburg wasn't just about women's rights. She is quoted as saying she wanted to be part of the general human rights agenda. In fact, one of the 6 cases she argued as a lawyer before the Supreme Court was on behalf of men's rights. She argued the Social Security Act favored women over men because it granted certain benefits to widows, but not widowers. She won that case too, by the way. And we should mention Ginsburg left her mark on a more recent Idaho case, Little v. Reclaim Idaho, from earlier this year. Reclaim Idaho wanted more time to gather electronic signatures for an education funding initiative for the November ballot, but the High Court ruled in favor of Little and the state of Idaho. Justice Sotomayor dissented and was joined by Ginsburg.